welcome to the Geriatric Millennials. This is Beth.
And this is Jayme.
And we're just two oldish, youngish ladies using our memories to go back in time to a somewhat simpler era when we were both getting our driver's licenses, kind of.
Well, we're going to the year of 1996.
Yeah. Didn't you get your driver's license in 96?
Yes.
Well, you technically,
yes, I did.
yeah.
I did.
Legally.
I had been driving since I was 13.
I was going to say, you were illegal for a long time. I guess it wasn't illegal there, but.
I think it actually was.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, 96.
But we're not just using our memories. We are
no.
using.
We have a cheat sheet.
We have a prompt. I have a bowl full of folded up papers that I don't know what is on them.
I barely remember what's on them, so it's going to be exciting.
Because you prepared this. So Beth makes this thing, Beth makes this bowl full of papers that are folded up, and then I will be picking them out one at a time and reading them.
And it's just all pop culture stuff from 1996.
Okay.
And we'll see what we remember. There's been no research done other than me looking at lists, putting them on a piece of paper, and then immediately forgetting what's on the paper. So there you go.
So as a person listening to this, I'm in the same boat as you.
Yeah. It's awesome because I love Jayme because she's like, I don't have a memory, and then she'll just spew all the memories.
We'll see what pops up.
96 was a good year. Like, I had fun in 96.
1996 was great. I loved turning 16. That was the year
so
that
fun.
we moved from Belize, though, back
amazing.
to Canada, which was a huge transition because I arrived and I looked around and I was like, oh, yeah, I didn't know what. I'm not going to be wearing this Mickey Mouse shirt, actually.
Like, oh, this isn't cool. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
this isn't cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was cool, but I wanted to be cool, and I was not.
Well, I thought I was very cool because I got my driver's license.
I mean, I was cool. It didn't take me long.
I
I was actually cool. I just didn't dress cool because I didn't have access to the clothes that I wanted.
Yes. But I just need to tell you that back in, so now when kids get driver's license, they have like a period of time they have to drive so many hours and blah, blah, blah. And they can't have people in the car. In 96, you got a license. They said, enjoy your life. Just go.
Yeah, you just showed up and you just took the test.
And then you're good to go. And so I remember like driving my mom's gray Subaru. It was like a 4-door with like the little wheelie windows and like just a radio. Okay. It didn't have there are no frills. And I can still remember my parents looking out of the like living room window as I'm driving down the street to go pick up my best friend. And so I picked her up and then we like were cruising around town, listening to the radio, thinking we were pretty hot crap. And then I went to go turn into a 7-Eleven, except there was no entry. I just drove over the sidewalk.
Over the curb?
Yeah, full on sidewalk. Yes, over the curb. I thought there was in all fairness, it was dark. I shouldn't have been driving. I barely got my license. There was a street, and then I thought that there was like an entryway, like a driveway, but there wasn't. So I should have turned on the street, but instead I turned left across the sidewalk through a little field and then parked at the 7-Eleven. We got Slurpees and then we went home. And I remember later, like my mom talking about the wheels being out of alignment. And I was like, don't know how that happened. Don't know what that means. So anyway, yay, 96.
Oh my gosh. That is so great.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, let's go. I'm going to pull out the first paper. Music. This is a great topic. Oh my gosh. This is amazing.
Yes.
Killing Me Softly. The Fugees. I still listen to this song on a regular basis. It is so good.
The vibes are so good. I remember hearing that for like the first time.
So good. With Lauryn Hill.
Yeah. And it came out in the summer, I think. So it was just an extra like.
I want to listen to it right now.
Yes.
So
I feel like you're listening. The way you're looking right now, you look like you're listening to it in your brain.
I am. I really am. Oh, it's on one of my. I think it's on multiple of my playlists for sure. Okay. Ironic. Alanis Morissette.
I loved her so much.
Classic.
So good. I saw her in concert when I lived in Chicago in college, and it was everything you thought it would be. It was magical.
I would love to. She
so
is still
good.
making incredible music.
Yeah.
But that
song,
the Jagged Little Pill album.
I know. Next level.
Did it come out in 1996?
It had to have been that year or the year right before, but yeah.
So good. Always Be My Baby, Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey was
the it girl.
She absolutely was.
Yeah. Such feel-good music.
Yes. And her range was just
insane.
Her voice is insane.
Yeah.
And she's got, I don't know how many albums this lady has.
Yeah.
So many.
So many.
And so many really, really good songs.
So many number ones. Yeah.
So amazing. Okay. And then also Wannabe by the Spice Girls.
Okay.
They launched in the summer.
Yes. I was at my best friend's house. We were having a little slumber party or something. And it was, I can remember sitting in our living room and like we were flipping through the channels and we flipped on MTV. And what do we see? The music video for Wannabe, which it's like vibrant and bright and so girl positive. And it was so good. And it was amazing.
I don't know if I've seen the music video.
Oh my gosh, incredible. And here's the thing, like that era of time, there was a lot of transition in music. Like I remember like a lot of the music I listened to, like, I don't know, it was like a lot of R&B, a lot of rap, a lot of rock. Like pop had kind of fallen off a little bit, like after I don't know, like there was no Tiffany at the time. There was no like Debbie Gibson. I can't remember. But then Spice Girls came on the scene and then it was just like, oh my gosh, pop is back in a big way. And then that was like, then became like the era of boy bands and blah, blah, blah. But like there was a dry spell for a minute because it was like, we're in grunge, we're doing this. And then all of a sudden it's back to like this totally different thing. And that song was just like, even now I listen to that song.
It's a great song. All of these. Oh my goodness. I love going back there in my mind. Can't wait. Cannot wait to listen to those. Okay. Whoa. Okay. TV show Friends, the one with the prom video episode.
Okay. I'm not a Friends girl, but I know this episode.
Well, I'm not a Friends girl either, although I have watched some of them, but I have not watched the seasons. Did you?
I did not watch the season.
What?
This
is surprising.
Well, so I was more into like the Black sitcoms and shows. And so like,
that makes sense.
Yeah. I just wasn't into it. Like I would watch it out of just like it's on, but I wasn't like a diehard. But I remember this because this was the episode where they put Monica in the fat suit, which is problematic, but it was like very funny. And this is where like they figured out that like Ross kind of liked Rachel because like her date dumped him or something and then he's like, oh, like his dad's like, oh, I have a tux upstairs. And so he got all ready and then the date comes and he's like all sad. And then she like in current time, she's like, oh my gosh. And like, I can't remember if they kissed or something, but I remember that episode. That's all. That's all I got for Friends.
I've got nothing.
But I remember it was okay. Yeah. Yeah. That was fine.
Oh, Tupac killed.
Yeah. 96 was when Tupac was killed in a drive-by shooting.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then shortly after that, Notorious B.I.G. died shortly after that. Yeah, he did. He got rich and now look at where he's at. 2 thumbs down. Anyway, but I loved Tupac. Like when I was, again, that era of like, How Do You Want It? California Love.
So he was killed in a drive-by shooting? Yeah. I don't think I knew. I don't remember.
Yeah, he's super young, got killed in a drive-by shooting. And so there's always like speculation on who did it and whatever. We're not going to get on to that.
They didn't catch him?
They caught somebody, but was it a hired person or what? Anyway, I think there's somebody that went to jail for it, I think, or something. But it's one of those cases that was real messy. But it was a sad day.
Very sad day. Carrie Strug and the Magnificent Seven took home the gold in gymnastics.
Yep. It was the Atlanta Olympics where there was a bombing, actually.
Oh, I don't know anything about this.
Oh, yeah. There was a bomb that went off at the Olympics and then like a security guard got blamed for it, but it wasn't even him. It was a whole thing. So that was all awful. But this was like peak Olympic female U.S. gymnastics.
Okay. Well, again, I'm in a different country at this point. I don't live in the U.S.
But this was like
in 1996.
People were like obsessed, and it was like, I think this might have been one of the first times that the U.S. dominated, because usually it was like, I think Russia or other places, and they dominated. And let me tell you the story of Carrie Strug. So the U.S. team is all set to win like the all-around gold medal, I believe. This is all from memory, okay? And it is little Carrie Strug's turn to go onto the vault. And so she's like running at the vault with all her little strength, flips over, lands weird on her ankle, clearly an issue. Now she has to complete the second vault for them to win. And so she's limping. She goes back, she gets her game face on, she runs with all her effort, does another flippy thing that's incredible, lands it, like breaks her ankle.
Oh my gosh.
And so literally, as we're talking about it, it makes me want to cry because it was so powerful. It was like one of those sports moments in time that was just like, an excellent moment of like dedication.
But she broke her ankle?
Yes. And so then she you know how they have to like jump and like, so they have to like put their arms up and then they have to face the judges. So she jumps up the first time and then she faces the judges and then she just starts breaking down and her coach picks her up and like eventually they win the gold and like they carry her to like the little podium and
all
she's
this
just
drama.
like it. I'm not joking. If you want a feel good moment in your day, you need to YouTube Carrie Strug's, Final Vault, and it'll bring all the feels.
I don't think it would make me feel good if she breaks her ankle.
No, because it's the moment of like where she knows what she has to do and she just does it. It's not like. I mean, yeah, it sucks that she broke her ankle and stuff, but it's like this moment of triumph that is like the sheer determination of this little girl who's probably 17 at the time or something. Who knows? Anyway, one of my favorite sports moments of all time. Wow. And I don't even like sports.
Wow.
All the feels.
Okay, this is just a picture.
Listen, I got yelled at the last time because somebody's like, I don't know who any of these people are.
I know who this is. There isn't even a name.
Well, because I figured you know who this is. This is a heartthrob.
It's Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
The heartthrob.
I never thought he was cute.
He's a little scrawny for me. He was like cute, but not like hot.
I will say that he is a phenomenal actor, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you say it like? Yeah, like maybe.
I mean, he is, but like,
have you seen?
He's problematic.
I'm sure there is. As far as his acting skills go, though, good. He's a really good actor.
He's a great actor. I'd love to see him in a comedy, like something a little bit. He does
Blood
these great Diamonds.
He was so good in that movie.
I know, but I want to see him do something different now.
Yeah.
He's like, we know you're amazing. I want something that's just like totally off the wall, wild.
Okay. I don't know if he's acting anymore.
I'm pretty sure he is, and I'm sure he's listening to this podcast and willing to take my advice. So there you go. Anyway.
How's it going, Leo?
Oh.
Teen movies.
Yay.
Beth just got really excited.
I love movies.
I don't think I know any of these except for one. I know one. Okay, The Craft. No clue.
Gosh. The Craft is quintessential teen girl movie from the 90s. It's about this girl that starts at a new school, and it's like a private school, and there's these like kind of outside girls that like kind of dabble in witchcraft, and they kind of bring her in, and it's just like all the drama around that. One of the best movies ever.
Okay, maybe I'll have to watch it. The next one is Scream. I do think I know of like a mask. Right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Scream.
I might have seen it.
It brought back horror film. So like it starts off with Drew Barrymore, and she's like making popcorn, and somebody calls. She's like, oh, do you like scary movies? Do you want to play a game? And asks these questions and then murders her boyfriend and her. Spoiler alert, but the movie's from 1996, so get over it. And it was like a big shock because like when they were promoting the movie, everybody thought Drew Barrymore was the star, and then in the first 10 minutes she's gone. So it just set up this thing of like you never know who's going to get it. And then it stars Neve Campbell, and basically this like ghost mask figure terrorizes these teenagers. It's one of my favorite horror films of all time. It's so good.
Any horror film,
but it's not like it's a slasher film, so it's not like. Okay, Jamie's but it's so good. Okay.
Fear. Again, no idea.
Oh my gosh. This starred Mark Wahlberg, who's and Reese Witherspoon, a young Reese Witherspoon. And it's about this girl who lives in Seattle. So it's very Seattle, 1996. And she meets this guy named David. And
you're doing this all from memory?
Listen, don't judge.
I'm impressed.
Okay. I've seen these movies a gajillion times because I watched them but all the time when I was younger. And so like Alyssa Milano's her best friend, and they like ditch school and they go to this like coffee shop pool hall in Seattle. And then she meets this guy named David, and he's like this bad boy, and she's kind of like a good girl. And there's like an infamous scene, like, so they start like dating and hanging out. And then there's like this infamous scene on the roller coaster that like I remember my girlfriend's talking about because it's kind of like wah wah, and a little bomb chiggy wah wah happens. And anyway, and it turns out he's a psycho, like complete psychopath, like tries to like kill her family, all these things. So, but it was just
all of these sound really horrible to me.
To you, but they're actually very good.
Romeo and Juliet. I did see that one.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't know the story of Romeo and Juliet before I watched the movie, and I was like, the ending sucked. I was like so disappointed because I didn't know. And I watched it and I was just like, because it's a tragedy.
Yeah.
Again, not my genre. But thank you.
Leo and Claire Danes' version is so
Claire
beautifully
Danes is
done.
amazing.
Like, it's such a good version of it. It's so good.
Yeah, I don't want to watch
the
it again,
visuals and stuff are so amazing, and I love that they used like the actual language of Shakespeare in it. Like I just remember like Leo's, they call them the boys. They were like my favorite. Like one of the guys on there is like my all-time favorite heartthrobs. Like he's so cute. I'll put a picture of him up.
Yes, please. Okay, No One Would Tell. Again, I'm so out of the loop of any of these movies. I don't know any of them except for Romeo and Juliet. So 1990s, especially like 93 to like the end of that season, there
there were so many great made for TV movies that like told a message and taught you something or whatever. And this was a movie starring Fred Savage and Candace Cameron from Full House. And it's about this really nice girl who gets involved with this wrestler guy, and he like turns abusive and whatever. And there's some tragedy in it. But it was just like, I mean, it drove home like the early like side effects of like domestic violence and all kinds of things. It was just like again, made for TV movies used to hit different because they taught you a lesson and showed you some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't watch any, but yeah.
Yep.
Foxfire.
This is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Don't even know what it's about. What?
Stars Angelina
How was
Jolie.
I so out of the... I've always been out of the loop, but I feel really out of the loop from 1996 movies.
Well, these are specifically like teen movies.
I was a teenager.
Well, you know.
Yep.
Yeah. In Canada. I don't know.
I guess. Yeah. Exactly. Yes. There we go.
Yeah.
I was living in different countries.
Yes. No.
Half the year was in Belize and the other half was in Canada.
So Foxfire stars Angelina Jolie. It's like one of her first roles. I think, again, it's set in like Seattle or Portland, one or the other. And it's about these girls that kind of like don't really know each other, but then get brought together in kind of a random way and just become like this sisterhood. And they just start like kind of being like riot girls. Like they just like kind of run amok and they like put some people in their place. And it's really good. And Jenny Lewis, who's like a musician now, she's in it too. And she sings a song in it that like literally I wrote the lyrics on my wall when I was like younger. And it was just like, it's just like one of those coming of age female empowerment movies where these girls really like, and I actually believe it's a remake from a movie from like 1950 something, but it's just like these girls that kind of make their own like fun girl gang and just like, it's so good.
Sounds great. It sounds really good.
Loved it.
Oh, it's another picture.
The name's on the back.
Okay, thank you, because I don't recognize this person. I don't know how to say his name.
Devin
Siwa,
I think it's Siwa, something like that.
Sawa?
Yeah.
Sawa.
I always say his name wrong. He's the guy from Casper and Now and Again and some other things. He was a little baby heartthrob back then.
Yeah. I mean,
he almost looks like a baby Leo.
He looks somewhat familiar, but I don't know who that is. Yeah. Sorry.
He's had a resurgence in years.
He's had a resurgence? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Because I think some of these movies, become popular again and he's out and about.
Okay. I recognize this person, but had no idea their name was Dean Cain.
Yes. He played Superman at one point.
Beth,
He's
not
real
up to
beefy.
date.
Oh my gosh.
Then or now.
It's just, he was very cute. Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah. He was hot. He was a hottie back in the day. I mean,
Heart
he's still a
Top,
hottie.
Did you have a crush on him?
I didn't really have crushes like that, but he also starred in like the Lacey Peterson story, like in like the early 2000s-ish or early 2010s, whenever and he was really good in that. So
okay. Dolly the sheep doesn't ring a bell. I don't know what that is.
First cloned sheep. They cloned a sheep.
Oh, in 1996.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's all I can remember is that seeing pictures of her, and I feel New Zealand, but that's not right. But like they cloned a sheep.
Sheep always make me think of New Zealand.
Yeah.
I feel like New Zealand's covered in sheep.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's real or not.
I don't know if it is either.
Yeah.
I think it might be. Oh gosh, more movies. Okay.
These are the movies that were like the top blockbusters.
Okay. Top blockbusters. 1996. Independence Day.
Yeah.
I think I did see that
with
one.
Will Smith.
I think I did. Yeah. No
where
idea
the
what it's
aliens
about.
come.
Something about the world is ending or something.
Like aliens come, they blow up the White House. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Again.
Classic. I think you should watch it this Independence
stick in my
Day.
mind.
Okay.
Twister. That's about
not a hurricane.
No. Another natural disaster. A twister.
A tornado, yeah.
A tornado. Didn't they just remake these or something or make
Twister
new ones?
just got made into Twisters.
Oh.
But the original was Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton, who's
Okay.
passed away now, but it was really good.
Cool.
Okay.
The First Wives Club.
Jayme.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh.
I might
so
have,
good.
and then I forgot.
It's like Bette Midler and Goldie Hawn and Diane Keaton, and they play like
Wow,
women.
those are all awesome.
I know. And this is like amazing because they all get like divorced and whatever, and they come together after one of their friends passes away, who is played by Stockard Channing, amazing, from Grease, played Rizzo. Anyway, Jamie's like, absolutely not, Beth.
Nope, I've never seen Grease.
But they get together and they just like start helping each other to kind of rebuild their lives. It's one of the best movies of that era.
Okay, I'll have to watch that.
And it's a comedy.
So far, that one
it's
sounds
a comedy.
the most like the one I'd want to watch.
Yes, you'll love it.
And Waiting to Exhale.
Okay, I put this on the list because this is a Black movie that really changed me. And I know it was mainstream and whatever, but a lot of times these movies kind of don't fully like get into the, zeitgeist or whatever. So starred Whitney Houston and a lot of other Black women. Is very similar to First Wives Club of just like these women all going through things. Angela Bassett's in it. They're supporting each other. And it's just like this really great movie. And the soundtrack is like amazing. Like it's such a good soundtrack. If you like Shaka Khan's on it, of course Whitney's on it, all kinds of stuff. And like the soundtrack is so good. And when Houston sings this song, like Why Does It Hurt So Bad? And I remember just letting the hot water pour over my body in the shower when I was like 16, 17, and I would just belt that song out in my house. My parents probably thought I was having problems, but it was so good.
Oh, I love that. Tickle Me Elmo. This one I do know.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember that doll?
Yes.
It was wild how people like
went
freaked out about it.
Crazy for it. So weird.
I have a memory of a friend that got one from her boyfriend and she brought it to school, and I don't know, they had it at like a assembly, and everybody was like jealous that she had a Tickle Me Elmo doll.
Wasn't it one of the things that just sold out, and so people were scrambling to get these?
And there wasn't really like eBay in the same way and like all that, like you just had to like fight for it. Yeah.
Wild. Rosie O'Donnell show. Is this when it came out?
Yeah. Did you watch it?
I did a couple times probably. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I kind of remember that. Yeah.
I loved the Rosie O'Donnell show. It was so fun. And you maybe don't
remember what kind of stuff she had on it.
It was just like a talk show. And it was kind of like the Conan O'Brien show or something, but it was like earlier in the day. And I just remember she had such an obsession with like Tom Cruise. She would talk about him all the time. And it was so funny to me. Like, I don't know. I remember watching them like, one day I want to have a talk show. Like, because she just was so cool. And I was like, how fun would that be?
Look at us. We kind of do, sort of, in a way.
I mean, basically the same thing.
Okay. Here's a picture of a guy that I recognize. I don't know his name. Scott Wolf.
Yes. Party of Five. Okay. That was what he's known from a lot. I know he's still like super active.
Is Party of Five a movie or
it's
a show?
It's a TV show about like these 5 kids that their parents die and they have to like, Nev Campbell's in it. Lacey Chabert, that's not how she's their name. She's from Mean Girls. Gretchen Wieners. She's in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a lot of pop culture that I don't.
Okay. Well, I
don't know.
I tried.
I know you did. You're doing great. Yeah. You are rocking this.
Well, I tried to find, this is like the most pop culture, like.
I was in another country. Okay. Music. Macarena. That one I know.
Yes. Do you know the dance
music.
still?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I do it on a somewhat regular basis in my life. I mean, whenever I hear the song.
Yeah.
I think I have it on a playlist even. For sure. It has stood the test of time. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would say most people know the Macarena.
Yeah. It's out there. It really
is.
Ingrained.
It's not great. It's not great.
No, but we do it.
We know it.
We
We recognize it.
Yes.
Don't Speak, no doubt. Of course.
Oh my gosh, I love that song. It was so good.
Of course. Virtual Insanity, Jamiroquai. I probably know this if I heard it but no, I don't know what song that is right now.
So he had the music video where he's like dancing and like the floor is moving, or it looks like, and he's like dipping and dodging furniture. It's so cool.
It sounds cool.
I love his music. Like I continue to find songs from him that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really good.
Oh, that's so cool. The Crossroads, Bone Thugs and Harmony. I don't think I know that.
Oh my gosh.
I have to listen.
It's like original mumble rap. Like they joke about like SoundCloud rappers and mumble rappers, but like a lot of their stuff, they have like heavy accents, or I don't know if they're real or if they're putting them on. I'm not 100%. But like Bone Thugs and Harmony were like a whole vibe. I can't sing them here, but they're great. And it was like all about like talking about death too. So it was very like, I don't know. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good times.
I'm going to have to actually look up some of these now and go back and listen.
Yeah.
I think that year, that was a big transition year in my personal life because we moved, like I said, from Belize to Canada. Huge cultural shift. Also being 16, having to like all of a sudden make friends, go to a totally different kind of a school. Like all of a sudden I was in high school in junior year.
Oh yeah. That's super big transition.
So that's my kind of side note to why I possibly just didn't actually know what was going on in the world.
But now you do, and
of pop culture.
Like, you have so many fun movies you could watch. I know you will.
You know what I need? We need to start a note where actually put in the list. So there's this actual list that I can go to when I want to watch something, because I'm always like, I'll put it on the list, but it's kind of like a metaphorical list that doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist anymore. Okay.
I need to actually like one of our shared files and just keep a list of things like the First Wives Club, like that.
I think that's the only movie out of all of these I would say that you would actually really like.
Okay.
And that you would enjoy.
And that's why I need an actual list, because occasionally I'll actually want to watch a movie and then I'll be like, I don't know what to watch.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm so happy right now. I am filled with
trip
memories.
Down memory lane.
It was good times. Yeah. Like, again, I'm sure there's horrible, horrible things that happened, but guess what? I'm not thinking about any of that. Only thinking about that happy memories of driving with the windows down for the first time, maybe legally, listening to songs with my friends on the radio and just like,
I love that.
Yeah, it was good times.
Hey, if you're enjoying this podcast and would like to support our show, you can share episodes with your friends and family, follow us on Instagram at the Geriatric Millennials, or leave us a positive review and rating, all which help us to grow. Our theme music was created by the Finley Ghost, so check out their latest album now. Thank you so much.